Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is Tuesday, May 27, 2014. Hope you all had a nice Memorial Day weekend. Let's look right into the charts here. I'm going to start off with the S&P 500 E-mini futures. You'll see that the futures are flying high this morning. They're up about 8 points before the opening bell. You'll also notice that if we take a look at the dollar-yen chart, you're going to see a nice pop there as well. Let's take a look at that, and you'll see the dollar-yen really ramping up around 3 o'clock in the morning, and then gaining some strength here in the last few minutes after a durable goods number was released. So again, dollar-yen moves higher. That usually means the stock market will be up. As long as the dollar-yen remains strong, expect a higher stock market today. Generally, after a holiday, we're going to get lighter trading volume out here. So again, lighter volume also favors a higher market in the near term. So that's what we have to watch for. That's what we're going to look at right now. Futures are trading higher by about 8 points at the moment. And again, stronger dollar-yen, ultimately the catalyst there. All right, there's a lot of stocks in the news, so let's get to them. We're going to first start off with this PPC, which is called Pilgrims Pride. They're looking to, or I guess they are going to buy out Hillshire Brands, which is HSH. So Hillshire Brands is being bought out. The stock closed at $37.02. It is now trading at $44.80. So if you own Hillshire, congratulations. If you don't own it, there's really not much you could do with this one. But you do want to take note that Pilgrims Brands, which is PPC, is the buyer here, and this stock right now is trading up as well, but I doubt this has much more upside in the cards, so be a little bit careful there. Pinnacle Foods, which was, or I guess is still being bought out by Hillshire Brands, this was announced recently, is selling off. I guess the deal may fall through, I'm assuming, but the stock traded at $33.27 on Friday, now at $31.10. Watch for support on this one. So this company was going to get bought out by Hillshire Brands, but Hillshire is now getting bought out by Pilgrim. So this deal may not happen. But keep an eye at the $29.67 level for Pinnacle Foods. So $29.69. There looks like a good support level for me if the stock does trade down to that level. So again, if you're an aggressive buyer, I think that's a spot where you could look to pick up some Pinnacle Foods. Now, it's going to be volatile today, so these levels are not going to be locked in sand here, in cement. But just remember, $29.69 for Pinnacle Foods, who is supposedly being bought out by Hillshire, which is now being bought out by Pilgrim. So you got a lot going on there. We'll see how that plays out. Next one I want to take a look at is ARM-H, which is ARM Holdings. And what you're going to see here is it looks like there's some news out that Apple is going to use ARM-H chips. I don't know how true it is, but I think that is the news where Apple's considering using their chips in the Mac. So we'll see how that plays out. The stock closed at $44.88. It's trading at $46. This has upside to around $48.65. So I'm not sure it's going to go straight up there, but that's the only resistance that I'm seeing at the moment. $48.65. So if you own ARM-H, I would just trail the stop and see if you could ride it up to that level. But the stock looks fine today, and you got a nice little bump off of that news to the upside. So we'll see if that does move higher. Next one we're going to look at today is JinkoSolar. I do have some gap levels if we do fall on this one, so they will be posted in the chat room at 9 a.m. Right now, the stock looks like it's trading around $24.35. It closed at $25.86. If this does sell off, this could affect other solar stocks, so be a little bit careful there. You may see some weakness in some other solars just in sympathy to the decline in Jinko. I believe they reported earnings, so you may want to double check it. But I will have gap levels for this if this does fall a little bit lower. There's also some news today of Intuit. I think you should keep this one on the radar. Stock's not doing anything wrong. It's fine. It's overbought, though, on the daily chart. But they did make an acquisition. It's not a huge purchase, but they did buy a company, a smaller company. I forget the exact numbers. But this could be susceptible to pulling back here. So be careful with Intuit accounting software. They're the ones that make that accounting software that so many people use, even the accountants. So keep that on the radar today. But yeah, they make the TurboTax and the Quicken and all that. But they did buy a bill payment service, I believe, for about $300 million, if I'm not mistaken. But check the news out yourself. So this one could be a little bit vulnerable to a decline. Anytime somebody makes a purchase, they usually will decline a little bit. Next one we want to look at is AutoZone. Looks like they reported earnings. Right now, the stock's all over the map. This is a thin stock and a high-priced company. So what I mean by thin, it rarely trades 1 million shares a day. On average, trades about 300,000. Right now, the stock is trading at $544. It closed at $540.90. It did trade above $550 briefly this morning, but I don't see anything really great here. I don't see really any reason to own it. If it comes down to around $510, I think that's where you got double bottom support on the daily chart. But I would not be a buyer here of AutoZone on the back of these earnings or anything else. The chart just does not look good for the upside, and that's what I think most traders should look for. All right, it is the day after holiday, so we do have what we call a little bit of a holiday hangover, where the market volume generally is a little bit light. But one thing I am seeing is a pretty good sell-off in gold today. So gold is trading down around $15.50. I want to go over to the GLD right now. And what you'll see with the GLD, it's trading at around 122.94. So gold is getting hit. The pattern on gold is not a pattern of strength right now, so this actually can go lower. I'm not sure if it will or it won't, but either way, GLD closed at 124.51. That's a pretty good sell-off today in gold. So again, we'll keep an eye on it. If the dollar yen goes up, gold will usually go down. That's kind of how it works. So I think traders need to keep that relationship in their on their charts and in their brains. That's generally how it works. But gold, there's nothing really of strength out here for gold today. Let's take a look at the oil market today. Light sweet crude is trading basically flat on the session to 104.26 a barrel. I'm going to go over to the USO chart, and what you're going to see here is that the USO is trading around $38.17. There's nothing really terrible here. This could trade up towards a 38.50 level. I don't really see a negative here for oil at the moment, at least not on the chart. So again, we'll take it for what it is. Oil is still holding up pretty well, and right now still trading clearly above the $104 level, which is still pretty strong and a pretty high price. All right, so that pretty much covers everything that we had in store for today. Just to reiterate, the futures are trading higher by $7.75. Again, watch the dollar-yen chart. If dollar-yen starts to go lower, most likely the futures will go lower. Right now, the dollar-yen is catching a decent little bit. It's only up a penny, but considering where it's come from at 3 o'clock in the morning when it was all the way down at 101.70, that's a decent little move. And as long as dollar-yen pushes up, the market will push up. If dollar-yen starts to come down, expect weakness in the market. It's just that simple. Once this correlation is broken, I'll let you know. But right now, it is probably the most correlated currency to the stock market that is out there. So you want to keep an eye on it. It's been working for well over a year, and I think it will continue to work in the near-term future. With that said, everybody, I want to wish you all a great trading day, and we will see you on the charts.